Hello, welcome to Today in Nashville. Kelly, Sutton, Carole Sullivan. Friend, you look happy and excited to start your day.
I am all those things with a cherry on top, girl. And you?
Same. So,
Actually, I'm really excited today because our friend is on the show.
John Acuff.
Yes. So John is coming on the show, and I'm not really sure what we're going to talk about. I'm definitely going to talk to him about his upcoming books. He has another book coming up next year. But, I've been following him, and John Acuff is a funny guy. I'm like, I know he's a speaker, and he says his speaking situation obviously stopped with COVID, but I see him more as observational humor, like a little more Seinfeld-esque than Tony Robbins.
I really think that if you tell him that, he will love that. He would love to hear that because I agree. And here's
rather be Jerry than Tony?
Wouldn't you? I mean, although Tony has had such an impact on so many people's lives, kudos to you, but everybody wants to be Jerry.
Mine included, by the way. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. You give me a little Tony Robbins boost, and I might run 7 miles, start a small business. I mean, he really does. He's a cool customer.
Isn't it great, though, when you do lock on to somebody like that and you start listening to them and you're like, I can do anything. I feel invincible. This is incredible. Oh, I have one that I'm listening to right now. Hold on. I got to pull her up because I am not super familiar because I just started listening to her podcast. But
okay, well, while you say that, I'll bring you up to what makes me sad.
What?
Because I start to get into that kids these days. Because, I try to put these things in front of my kids, but yet they still end up watching, something mind-numbing on TikTok.
Right.
So, I'll text them things because I think, maybe that'll be the way to get them to start listening to someone or look at this quote or something like that. And I just feel like it's falling flat.
Okay, so here's the one I'm listening to is Marie Forleo. And I mean, she's super popular. I just now found her because somebody else had her on a podcast, and you podcast hop. But she's phenomenal, and she's a spitfire.
Is that the name of your podcast?
It's the Marie Forleo podcast. And she does like a whole TV thing like this. I'll reach out, see if I can get her on here. She does Marie TV, the place to be. I was like,
what is Marie offering up? I need to know more.
Marie is very much about, how you need to take the next step if you're going to start a business, if you're going to move into a different aspect of your world or follow your passion. These are the outlining things. And she has really actionable things. She did a great podcast that talked about the 5 a.m. club. I think it's David Bach says there's, the 5 a.m. club. All the millionaires, all the billionaires, they were up at 5. They were up before the sun because there's this productivity that happens in that magic hour he swears by. And I was like, maybe I could be the 6 a.m. club. I don't think I could do the 5. Are you a 5 a.m.er? What time do you get up?
5:25. I get up.
Man, that's the only bright spot of this entire endeavor has been that alarm clock not going off for months and months and months was mighty nice. It was mighty fine. I felt like I got some real good. I caught up on years of sleep that I had missed in the last few months.
I will say, if there's a silver lining to virtual school, it's that there's no packing of food and really no concern because the food is here. Figure it out. Right?
Yes.
Now, that school scramble of, and I don't know about you, but I start to feel this way. I go, I don't know why. My kids' bodies can certainly handle a little feeling of hunger more often. But I start to feel like, did I give enough? Or did they have enough? Or are they going to be able to sustain their...
The caloric intake will make them pass out at 10:30 if they didn't take in enough calories that morning. You're like, you know what? They're going to be fine. Speaking of kids, I have to bring this discussion up, and I'm going to air my dirty laundry, literally. My child, I walked in. We bought, some new school clothes, and I don't go crazy at back to school because especially this year.
I told you my plan. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So she had jeans. I walked in, new pair of jeans. She had cut them at the knee. And not even like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like, she's 11, she took a pair of scissors, she cut them. And I walked in and I saw them, and I didn't have a good parenting moment. I really kind of lost it for a minute. And I'm like, why are you cutting clothes? Why are you doing this? And then I look at what I had on. And, you know, I had on jeans that had rips in them, and they were, like, distressed. And I had to check myself. And finally I was like, you know what? Here's what I'm really upset about. I'm really upset that you didn't come and ask me to help you. Because if you want to distress your jeans, I get it. You want them to look different. That's fine. You're expressing your creativity, but come ask me, because this doesn't look good. So last night at 11 o'clock, when I should have been asleep, I had a cheese grater in my kitchen going to town on the jeans to make them look distressed. And they came out great.
You used the cheese grater, you took the fabric and went like this?
And especially if you've done like just a really blunt cut on something, if you go over it with that cheese grater a couple of times, it brings the strings out. It makes it look, makes it look cute. It doesn't look like you just cut it with scissors.
So I spent probably 45 minutes waiting outside of my kids' religious education class, back when they could go into that. And I had sandpaper, and I just like a crazy person was in my minivan sandpapering this old pair of jeans I was ready to throw away. And I said, maybe if I distress them, they're going to be great, and I'm going to love them. And the sandpaper did not do the job. But I like where you're going with the cheese grater.
Cheese grater's the way to go. Cheese grater's the way to go. Now, you probably will never, ever be able to use it again for cheese. However, if you have one, whatever. But get one. I
always buy shredded every day.
It's so much easier, isn't it? I like that we've come to this point. But I really did. I had a whole moment of like, I got to pick my battles. You were in my head, Carole, because you've said that so many times. You're like, choose your battles. This is not a battle. This is not the battle I'm going to go to war on.
I think that's really, really cute that she was doing that, because all the kids are doing it these days, Cal. So she's right in line.
Right. Now, if she starts cutting her own hair,
start this thing, shall we?
We're gonna start it right now. And kids, do not cut up your own clothes at home. Ask your mom for help, or dad, or somebody else, because they can do it better than you can. All right, it's time. Let's go. It's Today in Nashville. We'll be back.